So from the last video, as you could see, I did my PRs, and some were great, some were shit, but you know, that's to be expected. Now, the plan going forward really is to more or less continue what I'm doing. So like it will be slightly different. So I'll go over that today, and then potentially, because I have more content now, because I got second part of week 4 still to, you know, put out, but this is week 3, so the week before. But essentially my new program will be going around my work schedule, so I'm not fucked for deadlifts, because the whole reason why deadlifts didn't go well was because I had work in a time where I would be at the gym. So it kind of screwed me up that way, but I'm earning money at least. But I'll be able to adapt to that, and essentially we'll go over what I'm going to be doing. So I'll explain it and essentially just go through it. So for the first day, it'll be on Sunday, so today, which is a Sunday for me. And yeah, so Sunday I'll be doing my push day, so my regular push day, including squats, bench, incline press, skull crushers, flies, and that's it. And I might be adding some tricep exercises to that as well, considering that I won't be training triceps as often. So essentially moving triceps to that day. So train triceps, smash them out, and then next day will be pull day. So the average pull day that I have right now, which is deadlifts, Pendlay rows, lat pull downs, lat pull overs, rows, and then biceps. So, and then forearms. So essentially all that, you know, kind of thing. And then there's push day 2. So push day 2 is essentially just, you know, bench, tempo bench press, incline press, flies, shoulders. So like, you know, do my lateral raises, and then triceps again. So that's pretty much all the push things done. And then it'll be pull day. So pull day will be essentially tempo bench. You're probably wondering, why the fuck is that on a pull day? Because I prefer benching 3 times a week, and I'd rather not do it on a leg day. So I have an extra day also to help with, you know, back development and, you know, arm development. So you have tempo bench, lat pull down, lat pull over, and row. Then you have essentially shoulders, so lateral raises again, and then biceps, and then forearms. And then it's leg day, so leg day as normal on a Friday. You're probably thinking, why the fuck do you have it on a Friday? It's because I chronically hate myself. So Friday, it's pause, squat, RDLs, split squat, leg press, leg extension, curl, and then adductors. So essentially that's all of it. And then I do cardio on Saturday, and then I do on Wednesday MMA. So it's like just fits with my whole schedule at the moment. I could change it at any point, but you know, it works for me. And hopefully this week it will, you know, I'll be able to test this. It's sort of a test run going into the deload week. So like essentially I will be doing my 3 reps. So in order to recover, I'm just doing very, very light weight and just testing out my program to see if it helps or fits in with my, you know, person. But you know, yeah, nothing so far. But also the thing about this new 3 blocks coming in is that and doing a sort of mini cut. So I'm trying to get rid of like a bit of chunkiness that I have, because I have found that I'm a bit, you know, chunky. So what am I gonna do? When I have the opportunity to, I'm gonna walk to work, because walking to work is around 40 minutes. So it just adds more cardio. I'll burn more calories throughout the day. I walk home and jobs are good, and you know, because yeah, it's all good using my car, but you know, adding more cardio but still eating the same amount, I will be able to burn that off over time. And essentially, if I have a plateau, so say if I look in the mirror and I see that I haven't really lost any of the chunk, I'll just probably think, oh, I'll just reduce my calories by a bit. That's typically how I cut. I cut on depending how much I want to cut, because I remember last 2 times I cut down. So I cut down when I was preparing for my fight, so like the first 6 months of training. So like I joined the gym in February of 2022. I was doing more cardio, more power movements than anything. I wasn't really building muscle. That was more of like a cut period. I was just like cutting down. I wasn't really, you know, I wasn't really trying to be big. I was just trying to be more athletic. And then met my friends, went into bodybuilding. I did like bodybuilding, powerlifting for like a bit from November to it was like around, trying to think. It was like around June. That was like sort of mini bulking. So I wasn't eating like excessive amounts. I was just eating pure protein and whatever my parents got me. And I'm actually getting a lot of lean muscle with that. I mean, I looked a lot bigger and stuff like that, but I wanted more. So I went back on a bulk after the summer, and I've been bulking ever since. So it's sort of like a mini cut, just to cut off all the, you know, chunk that I don't like, because I've been looking at myself in the mirror. I've been slightly resembling Mike Israetel, because I am a bit of a hairy bastard as well as a fat bastard. So yeah, that's just personal preference. I just want to shave off a bit of the fat and hopefully gain a bit more muscle as well, because I do still believe my physique isn't where I want it to be. And yeah, I want to, you know, slightly bigger chest, bigger arms, stuff like that, and bigger legs. So it's sort of like, you know, just keep pushing still, but also adding more cardio in, which is just like me walking, burning all those calories, walking, and then coming back home. So, but anyway, that'll be pretty much it for the program itself and the plan so far. Just lower the calories if I don't see any progress, but also I want to have enough energy to still progress in my lifts. So, and I'll be slightly reducing the volume a bit, but it won't be excessive. But anyway, you get to see that in probably a week or so, because I'll get on with this video and then get on with the week 4 part 2 video, and then get on with the deload videos. And yeah, really that's pretty much all it. And yeah, we'll get straight into week 3 in the gym. So this is week 3's like second half of that block and stuff. So essentially just like building myself up for the max out with, but you've already seen that. So yeah, I did a Tempus bench of 120, felt pretty good. So inherently in my head, I felt like I already had it. So it was pretty easy, as well as like 100, you know, just casual 100. So in terms of bench, after max out and, you know, stuff like that, I believe, you know, whatever happens, I will be trying to get I think next one's like 3 reps. So hopefully 130 for free. So I'll be tripling, kind of thing, or slightly more. It all depends on stuff. But incline press you see here, just casual, adding a bit more bench volume there. So essentially all push days will be like more chest focused. So like incline press and then fly, which I believe is like the 2 combo you can't really argue with. You have a press and then you have a fly. It gets the chest nice and pumped, which I've managed to see a bit of progress in my chest, and it's not really flatter. It's not like flat. It's building out more, which is a good thing. So we'll be able to see the chesticles in its full beauty once I get leaner and try and put on more size as well. Just get a bit leaner, have better meals really, and hopefully that is where I'd be directing all my energy towards, getting stronger and bigger, but also leaner. So doing shoulders like usual, and then a last set being a drop set. So the reason why I have drop sets at the end, because I feel like that it's like the final one and you just like go all out on it. So usually I'm not that much of a volume person, but the shoulders I like doing like 4 sets because it takes quite a while. Sorry, I'm yawning, a bit tired. But when it comes to shoulders, I like concentrating on the side delt, which is like only a very select number of muscle fibers in the shoulder. But it's to build out those bolder shoulders, and I feel like with many of my exercises I already train the posterior and anterior delts anyway, so it's like mainly focusing on those side delts unless the front delts become out of proportion kind of thing. But all's looking pretty well. Of course, training as hard as I can. Like every body part I try, I try and like push myself as much as I can, because there's no point in being a skinny bitch. There's always a point to being a buff bitch, which I'm trying to be. So getting all the shoulders done, and then we'll move on to biceps, and then it's like a bit of triceps? Bit of triceps, and then forearms. So doing some forearm curls at the end, and then that's pretty much it. Which of course there'll be no more chest and arm day. It will now be push and pull, so it'll be separated into those. So just switching it up now and again, and I'm pretty sure they'll be named the same. So like the second half will be literally upper lower, but it is what it is. So I still have one leg day because I need my legs to squat, and if I have fucked up legs then I can't squat. So essentially I just have one leg day where I go all out, and then try something else. But maybe in the next program I might put leg day on a different day. It's only because that I have Friday free, so I'm not at work. So it's just like I can go a day without trying to kill myself, and thinking, oh, I shouldn't have done legs today. But just it's pretty much just chest, shoulders, biceps, triceps, forearms, kind of like. It's kind of a quick one this day, so but I do think it's contributed quite a lot to my physique. So like my arms, for example, I think adding in that extra day really did wonders. But mainly for arms, it's kind of like, you know, you gotta like push them. You know, you gotta push them till they can't do anymore. So, you know, that's what I thoroughly believe in. And you know, I'm just gonna cut back on the volume because, of course, I'm gonna be cutting slightly, and yeah, hopefully that kind of translates, and you know, I'm able to get leaner and bigger and look better, really. So, but hopefully in the future I get a better camera, because this camera quality is ass. I mean, my phone quality is even worse somehow, but you know, I try my best to present my physique like how I see it in the mirror and in real life, but it's not the greatest of qualities. But yeah, it has to do. But anyway, we'll be on to leg day next, which will be squatting 180 kilograms for one. So like a pause rep of one. I typically find keeping my you know, top sets of my like stuff the same as my primary. So like my pause squat is the same as my primary. So I do 1 rep here and then 5 reps in my preceding sets. So it just helps get that, you know, stability, but also, you know, it strengthens my, you know, hip flexors and everything in between. So yeah, and then I did 150 because I was like, I don't want to extremely push myself. I don't want to like go full pelt. So I was just like, yeah, I'll do 150. It's only a 30 kilo decrease, so it'll be fine. And yeah, it led to a good outcome. So I think that's pretty good. And hopefully in the coming future of this new block, I'll be doing, you know, hopefully more weight and stuff. So I mean, it starts today, so like today is Sunday, and it's kind of like the start. So I've gone off to a worse start. I had chicken and what is it, tiger bread. So I think I've already lost, but you know, we'll be okay. But anyway, doing some RDLs, very light, because I was like, oh god, I think I might have screwed my back doing MMA as well, you know, this week, but that might have something to do with the contribution of not being able to get deadlift. But I decided to keep it light. It was incredibly light, but you know, I was like, I don't want to screw myself a deadlift, which didn't really matter anyway. So, you know, it is what it is. I didn't get the deadlift, but I got my bench and squat, which is at least most of them. And now on to split squats. These are insanely like cardio-centric, I find as well. Like when you're trying to get them out and stuff, because you know, just pushing with so much energy and you know, trying to get as many reps as you can, but also trying to get the deep stretch, which you know, I'm trying to do as best as I can, which you can see here. I'm trying to like put my knee almost to the floor and push myself back up, and that's essentially the whole point of split squats. I find them as a good stretch. Like they keep my hip flexors healthy. They, you know, are able to help me in ways, and yeah, that's why all the reason why I keep them in, because you know, they help with power, but they also help with stretching out, you know, my hip flexors, which is of course an issue with past mistakes. So but anyway, on to leg press, which I think I only did single leg on the first one, and then I did single leg, double leg on the last two. But you know, when it comes to leg press, I like doing single leg, double leg, because it more or less it's like a drop set without getting out of the chair. So like when you're doing a one leg with this weight per se, this is like 110. So you're doing 110 with one leg, 110 with the other leg, and then you're doing it with double leg. It's essentially cutting the weight in half. if you think about it that way, and I don't have to get up. So it's kind of like that, but also it targets your muscles at different angles, which I'm trying to build out the teardrop muscle, which the double leg in like the V stance does pretty much wonders, for your legs and everything. So I'd say it's pretty much a success, and yeah. So when it comes to leg press, I don't use it for strength, I use it for hypertrophy reasons, hence why I'm not going insanely heavy, but I try and go as heavy as I can to the point of hypertrophy. So I find by doing this sort of style of training, I'm able to, build out my quads more, because I feel like my quads have, done quite well in recent times, but I'm just trying these things because I would love a hack squat, but we don't have one, unfortunately. So it's just the way it is, and yeah, unfortunate. But when it comes to leg press, this is kind of like the thing I do. I try my best to get as much range of motion as possible, although leg press is kind of impossible because your body's in the way. But yeah. And then we go on to leg curls next, and then leg extensions, abductors, and then leg extensions, because I do these ones in either, way, because because with my gym it's fairly busy, so I try my best to, get the machine I want, but if it's not available, I'll always do something else. So like, I'm doing the leg curl probably because someone's on the leg extension or adductor, and then I go into adductors because, I'm trying to, get the, I've kind of lost myself now. I did abductors before leg extensions, because leg extension was taken, but I don't like wasting time, as I've mentioned many times on this channel. I don't like wasting the time, so I just do what I can at the time. And we do a drop set at the end of hamstrings, because I like doing a bit of a drop set at the end of hamstrings, because because for a machine like this, the shitty Techno Gym hamstring curl, it takes a lot for the hamstrings to grow. So when you're doing a drop set on these, I feel like it sort of like counteracts the shittiness of the machine, but it is what it is. I can't change the machine, unfortunately, but yeah, it's just there. And now on to adductors, building out those stabilizer muscles, and trying to make the legs look a lot meatier and bigger. So I'm pretty sure in these shots you can see my adductors working. You can see a bit of an outline of them in between my legs. Just don't look a bit too close from in between my legs. You'll see that I'm not packing much, but I'm certainly going to try and pack on some size onto these legs, just not on the middle one, because that's pretty much impossible. But yeah, adductors pretty easy, closing your legs, stabilize muscles, looking bigger, what's more to love. And then quad extensions like usual, doing a single leg, and yeah, I prefer single leg with quad extensions, just purely because the weight doesn't go that high, but also I feel it more in my legs when I'm doing it like with single leg. It's just like a personal preference really. And yeah, that's pretty much leg day done. Then we'll go on to pretty much flat upper body day. But yeah, these days we'll be changing around, because I want to just see what happens when I do more intensity than more volume with my arms as well. and see if that changes it. So like just changing the style of training, and yeah, I'm still focusing on my lifts. So the amount of like lifts I have hasn't changed. It's just like, you know, I'm cutting, but also, you know, I'm getting used to this new program kind of thing. So yeah, it's looking pretty good in the grand scheme of it. I've gotten stronger, I know that for certain, but also I do need to focus on the deadlift, because I do have a feeling that it's kind of gone downhill. But I'll be able to see this Monday anyway, so you know, it's all part of the game, the getting stronger and bigger game, because it's never, you know, always upwards when it comes to, you know, progression. It's always like a zigzag for some reason, and you gotta get used to it, because I may not be a beginner, but I will still get bigger and stronger than I am now, even though I've had like 3 years of you know, proper like gym stuff. It's like I'm still growing, I'm still, you know, getting bigger, getting stronger, and that's kind of like the way you should look at it. Because yes, has progression kind of slowed down? Yeah, probably, but I don't see it. I see like all the little minor changes has happened, and you know, I do like seeing myself on you know, photos and stuff, but I don't like seeing what I have in the mirror. But that's just me, you know, and you know, it's all part of the plan. And yeah, we'll be on to, you know, showing off the legs here, and yeah, now on to the bench press, doing the exact same as you know, the other session, just in the morning. But I think the other one was in the morning. Yeah, the other one was in the morning, and yeah, did some bench press with you know, what is it, 105, which my camera decided to show itself off after a while, and left me with just one set of my back offs. So yeah, you get to enjoy one set of my back offs, and yeah, then it's on to the rest of the workout. So like you have your flies, so just trying to get that stretch and stuff, and yeah, I try and like keep my camera out of everyone's way, which is insanely hard at a busy gym. So I have it like behind this like shoulder press thing, so like it's completely out of anyone's way. I try and like keep out of people's way, because that's the more respectful thing to do. But also, I don't want people's faces in it, because I don't want to be able to edit them out, because this camera isn't that great, so if someone's far away, I can't identify them. But you know, yeah, when it comes to flies, I just try my best to get the best stretch and, you know, stuff like that. And I just prefer cable fly, you know, in general, because it's just like I get more of a stretch but more tension. And with dumbbells, it's kind of like the opposite. You lose tension as you go up anyway. So I mean, similar with shoulders here. So I hate dumbbell raises, because you lose the tension on the way down, hence why you have to slow it down. But with, you know, cables, it's like there's constant tension, hence why I like cable work. You know, I like cable work to build out my muscle and do all the hypertrophy stuff, because it's just like better in a way, like, if you get what I mean. Just insanely better in comparison to like the dumbbell versions of these exercises. And I get it, if some big guy likes it, and if you like it, then that's you. You know, if you manage to get gains from it, then that's all good, because, you know, everyone wants some, you know, gains in their life. And yeah, I just prefer these ways, because constant tension, and I've found insane results from them. And you can copy me, I don't really care. I mean, this program's going to be scrapped anyway, and yeah, it's going to be onwards and upwards from here, and hopefully we get leaner, stronger and bigger. So you're probably thinking that's the new tile of the like, you know, blocks, but it's not going to be. It's going to be like winter cut or something, to try and like clickbait people into actually watching my channel. But yeah, on to triceps here, and hopefully with the cut you'll be able to see my triceps a lot more. They're a bit like mushy, which you'll see here. They're not like the most detailed things. I mean, I don't think my triceps are much of a you know, horseshoe shape. I think they're just a slab of meat on my arm. But I think that's the good genetics or whatever. But you know, they're not like the traditional tricep genetics you see a lot. Like they're very, you know, they got a lot of, what is it, area on my arm. They got a lot of, you know, space on my arm. I have a very small tendon on my arm compared to a lot of people, you know. But you know, it's all genetics, as they say. So yeah, doing some tricep extension here, so like just extending the lateral head and then going into push downs, which does the overheads essentially. It's kind of like the way I like to put it. I mean, skull crushers for me are more, you know, strength based, but also kind of hypertrophy in a way, because you're stretching the muscle, blah blah blah. But also I use push downs and extensions in more of a hypertrophy setting, because, you know, I do like my skull crushers because, you know, it just, I like them. You know, I like getting strong in them. I like you know, getting big triceps. So it just adds to the thing. But anyway, doing back next. So no lat pull down, because I was like, am I really gonna get a lat pull down? And the answer was no, and I had work. So I was like, oh fuck this, I'm just gonna do some lat pullovers. And yeah, lat pullovers, and then go straight into rows. So I think with lat pullovers it's more, you kind of get rid of the arm aspect. So with lat pull downs I tend to find my arms do give out a bit more before my back does, hence why I have lat pullovers in my program, to, you know, get more out of my back. So I definitely recommend it. And so similar thing with rows, like if you do shrugs afterwards it does enhance it, but I have quite a good connection with my traps now. So like I do kind of like a shrug towards the end, so like if I'm losing out on you know, my arms giving way, I can kind of like shrug my shoulder blades together, and it gets the, you know, instead of a shrug, because shrugs typically get the top of your traps, not like the central portion and, you know, the lower portion. So I find it works in that saying. But yeah, I mean the back is okay, but it still does need work at the end of the day. You know, I'm just trying my best here. And yeah, I know this is a bit boring, like me going over stuff, but I do like you know, I do like going over stuff and, you know, thinking what I could have done here, what did I do? You know, it keeps track of those things, and that's the kind of reason why I've made this channel in the first place, to keep track of my lifting, because I hate writing shit down. So it just like, and plus when I'm older I can always look at my, you know, videos and say, oh wow, I used to look like that, and now I'm I don't know. Hopefully I'm not fat in the future, because that'll suck ass. So yeah, so essentially biceps again. So biceps here, and then doing some forearms, reverse curls, and then we're doing posing. So that is the video. I'm going to try and get through all the content, and then we'll be straight on to the new program, which is going to be lovely. But anyway, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.